Christmas to everybody out there. This is our Christmas episode. Next to me today, we have my two co-hosts. To my left, actually, is...
What's up, everybody? Merry Christmas, is Andy.
And to my right today is...
Noel. Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays. What?
Yes, as you can tell, we are all in the same room. A rarity here on the Freeform Network, but today is a special day, man. It's our Christmas holiday, whatever we want to call it here, episode. And we actually got some guests coming down the pipeline here. But first, to you, Andy, any thoughts or any feelings as to the Christmas and in this episode?
Well, I just want to say this is our first Christmas party for the Freeform Network. We were planning to have make it a yearly thing, but there just wasn't enough money in the network yet to throw a big old bash.
Right. Yeah, we could only afford the Walmart Coke. We couldn't afford Pepsi or Coke this year. So we're hoping those advertisers will come in soon.
Yeah, that's what we're
Get
hoping.
us the sponsorships.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's great. It's great to see everybody. It's been a while. We've been doing everything via Skype and all those headaches that are included with recording on Skype.
Dealing with Comcast and their weak internet that they're giving me with this government cheese internet.
So, but yeah, I mean, Christmas is always. I know I was reading how Christmas stresses people out with the gifts, but overall, I've enjoyed Christmas. I enjoyed it since I was a child, and going as a child, you just look at Santa Claus. But now that I'm older, I used to get stressed out, but I don't stress myself about it no more because all that matters is you're with family and you say thank you to JC.
Right. Oh, man, those are all great thoughts. You, Noel, anything quick before we start jumping into some of these surprise guests that we have?
Just happy around this time of year. Everybody usually seems a little more cheerful, so it's nice to see people come together, be happy, love, unity, all that good stuff. Not so much about the holidays in general. I mean, everybody celebrates something, Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, whatever have you.
Right.
But as long as you're feeling love in your heart, that's all that matters.
No, right. I kind of sat down Junior earlier today, and I kind of told him the same thing. I'm like, Christmas is a time for you to care for people, care for your family, and even the less fortunate, man. It's really saddening to see, people out there in the streets. So this is definitely the time to think of people out there like that and make sure that you spread that love to everybody with that Christmas JC love for sure.
I thought you celebrated Festivus, Noel.
I'm making my own holiday, man. Can't even do that Seinfeld stuff.
You don't want to do that airing of grievances?
I do that every day on a daily basis, Sandy.
So Festivus for the best of us. Well, I don't know what we're going to call this episode, but hopefully it'll be a great one for everybody out there. Like I mentioned, this is a special episode that we're trying to put together here. And who better to have on this episode than our family? We threw a little invitation out there to all the family members, and we had a couple come through, man, and are welcoming us with their presence and some great conversation. So first off, I have my oldest brother, Efrain Corral. And maybe you would be best to introduce yourself, Efrain. Give us a little intro about yourself.
Hi, yes, this is Efrain. Glad to be here with you guys. This is my first time doing this, so I haven't done a podcast before, but it's awesome, and very happy to be here, very humble. Just myself. I'm, like he said, I'm his oldest brother. But, I've always known to my brothers that not only am I my brother, their brother, but I think I've almost also been like a parent, I would say, kind of a parent figure, because I care about them and I care about, their families. And so I'm here for them all the time. Try to be, at least.
Right. No, I think we feel that for sure, man, in our family structure here. So that does definitely come through. But why don't we jump into it, man? What we wanted to ask you today was, how do you feel about the Christmas holidays? Tell us one of your fond memories, or maybe not so fond memories, something that you wanted to kind of share with us.
Well, I mean, definitely Christmas is a great time of the year for family rather, so we could be together. I think a lot of the fondest memories that we had is as a kid, I guess, like as Andy brought it up, when we were kids, you know, we were into the presents and, you know, just the food and the getting together, you know, with other cousins, siblings, and as we're adults, yeah, we look at it differently, but you know, I think that the best time, the fondest memories were with when all the gatherings, you know, all the big families getting together and and chit chatting, and yeah, it's the best part.
Yeah, I mean, of course, since you're my brother, I'm kind of aware of it. But just for everybody out there, where would these gatherings happening, and who would mostly gather together?
Well, the fondest memories were with when we gathered to my grandma's house.
Okay.
Yeah, because in my grandma's house, it was a big thing, tradition, and everyone, because it was a big family, you know, all my uncles and aunts, you know, with all my cousins, we're just huge, you know, and we filled up the house. I remember we were just like, it's a small house, and we're all back to back, but I mean, we were there, and you could feel the love in the area, you know.
How big would you say our family is?
Like 60 people maybe or more.
Probably, yeah. It just keeps growing too.
Yeah, it just keeps growing. Yeah.
Real quick, I've known the Corrals for a long time, and the only thing I knew from Efrain, you know, a lot of people, you didn't really bring it up, but I know you're I don't know anyone to say, but you're an artist. You've drawn since I've known you, since I've known Danny. So have you ever drawn? You know, I know you dabbled with comics and so forth. Do you ever dabble with drawing Santa Claus, like kicking ass or something, or taking on an elf?
Yeah. No, I've drawn in different forms. I mean, not only comics, but I've tried to get out of my element, out of my box, my comfort box, should I say? And yeah, but like drawing Santa. It's always cool to think about doing something crazy with Santa, you know, doing something out of the box.
Like he's riding a tank or something.
Yeah, right now.
To conquer the holiday.
Instead of the sleigh, he's got on a tank.
Yeah. So I guess going back a little bit to the family gatherings, like Noel mentioned, it's a huge family, man. It's a really big gathering, and it's great to know that it's still going through, because unfortunately my grandma passed away not too long ago, but it's great to know that the family still gets together and that we still have that unity coming together, and us all gathering to, you know, kind of share that time together. Any other quick thoughts or memories that you might have? Maybe something a little more like a situational to one situation, like you got the pen that you were looking for, you know, for drawing something, or a gift, or you don't have memories to individual gifts.
As far as gifts, probably not really. I mean, I think as a kid I've gotten gifts. As an adult, I would say I gotten myself gifts rather than someone give me a gift. But yeah, I bought a tablet one time to start drawing, and this was for Christmas, and it came out really well. I mean, right now, that's where I mainly do my drawings on my YouTube channel. But yeah, that's what I've bought myself. Once we're into games too, we do a lot of PlayStation, so I buy a lot of PlayStation games.
Okay.
But yeah, it's as far as getting myself a gift, I think the best gift that I've gotten myself was a tablet, because that's where it kind of got me into drawing more.
Those are the best ones, where you pick out your own.
Yeah.
Real quick, Efrain, I know you're a gamer. Don't downplay it, since I've known you guys. Have you seen the PS1 classic thing that they're pushing?
Oh yeah.
What do you think on that? I know people are shitting on the games a little bit.
I'm not that much of a retro guy, really.
Really? Okay.
I mean, I like some certain PlayStation 1 games, but backwards compatibility, I know PlayStation hasn't really done anything like that, so I don't know. I think I'll stick to the next gen stuff.
So like the NES Classic and the SNES Classic, none of that. You weren't like, yeah, I gotta get this, or
not really, because I had a coworker that was selling like an old Nintendo. It has like it's like a miniaturized Nintendo.
Right.
And I tried it out, and I really I played it maybe 5-10 minutes and I just got bored. And I'm like, let me play some Destiny instead. So yeah, it's just, I guess it goes by, levels as you progress. As you technology gets better, you want to try the new thing, and you don't want to look back.
No, for sure. Well, speaking of getting older, man, do you remember when you stopped believing in Santa, or when you didn't believe it, or do you still believe in him? I mean, you're my older brother, so.
Yeah. No, I don't. I know what Santa is actually for. I did a little bit of research on that, and Santa supposedly was a rich man that made toys for kids.
Right. I think it was in Europe somewhere.
In Europe, yeah.
Right.
And so that's who became Old Saint Nick. He was a person that had great wealth and shared it with kids. At this time of year. But the real meaning of Christmas to me, now that I'm an adult, because I really wasn't geared towards religion as much, but knowing the real meaning is the birth of Christ.
Right.
In the religion that I follow, that my faith. But that's what Christmas is all about. It's the birth of our Lord. Of our Savior. And so that's what I kind of convey to my kids. Me and my wife, we follow that, and that's our faith. So that's what I kind of follow, that Christmas is pretty much, it's a gathering. It's good. It's a good thing. It's showing your love for other people, and yeah, I think that's what Christmas is all about.
All right. No, cool. Any thoughts as to New Year's? Do you participate in New Year's resolutions? Is it something that you adamantly do? Do you propone yourself at the end of the year and be like, I'm going to change this for me in the coming year? Is that something that you participate in?
I do participate in it, but I don't always follow. It doesn't always come through. I'll say I'm gonna go ahead and lose some pounds, and all of a sudden I just gain those pounds. So I mean, I do I follow those like where you're gonna do something, change your life in some way, or for the new year, and sometimes those things I'll follow it, but not all the time.
Okay, so do you have one for this year? Is there something that you're planning to do this year, or something that you're hoping to achieve in the coming year?
Oh yeah, so I have lots of different aspirations that I want to change.
Oh man, that's a great word for a Latino. Aspirations. I just had to throw that out there. That impressed me a little bit.
Definitely, a lot of the aspirations that I have. There I go. It's one of them would be I want to start doing more of my artwork.
Okay. I
want to really push it out there. I want people to notice me and notice my work, and maybe do something where it's lucrative, where because now that I have a family, I want to be able to support them and my kids, because they're going to college soon, and so I want to be able to push them towards maybe a nice career. Right. But definitely I want to do what I can with artwork. I've been doing comics on the side. I do this website called Comicfury.com. You can find me there. I have about 30 comics in there that I've been drawing myself.
Okay. What's your username?
You'll find me under Efrain C.
Okay.
But
how do you spell that out?
It's EFRAIN and then the letter C.
Okay.
Cool. But you could also find me on my YouTube channel, where I do drawings. I do the drawings on my tablet, and it records my video. It records a video of my drawings, so it does all my my movements when I use the stylus. But it's really good there too. Echoes Art Planet. You'll find me on YouTube, and
Echo is ECHO.
ECHO apostrophe S, and then Art, and then Planet.
Yeah, I've definitely taken a look at your channel, and I'm really impressed, by the quality of the videos you're doing, and the drawings are just getting better, man.
Thank you.
I'm not just saying that as your brother. People should definitely check it out if you have a chance.
Thank you.
No, yeah, for sure. For people that don't know, you actually helped us create some of the logos for this podcast, as well as the two Daniels logo that we use. So for sure, man, I know you have the touch, and it's great to hear that you aspire, if I could steal your word, to do greater things this year. For sure, man. It's good.
Great, thank you.
No, man. Anything, Andy?
Yeah, real quick. I know I've seen Danny's drawings and your drawings, Efrain, and yours are way superior. When we were looking at the logos for the network, Danny submitted some and you submitted some. Your worst drawing beat Danny's, you know.
Yeah, I just had a pumpkin in the middle or something.
But yeah, overall, man, yeah, it's great to check out his YouTube and all that, and his drawings. Like I said, since I known you guys, I know you've always drawn. And we talked a little bit before we started recording on, what you're using now to record, to draw. So one of the things real quick that fascinated me was like, do you still draw on paper? He's like, no, I don't do that. It's all like electronic now with tablets and computers, which is, it's interesting, I guess. I don't know. I guess that's more the common thing now, you know. And you mentioned your son's drawing on paper and stuff. So it's great to see that the Corrals are always going to have artists.
Yeah, for sure, man. Keep the dream alive. Real quick, Efrain, before you go, unless you have anything else, Noah?
Yeah, just one more thing. Are you open to requests? So, like, if one of our listeners wants a drawing or something, are you open to, like, getting a direct message from either Comicfury or YouTube and, like, submitting requests?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, I want to be able to show other people that I can, really draw what, not just what I'm drawing, but whatever they decide, they would like to see. I definitely request any feedback, and if there's any requests for any particular drawing they're interested in seeing, I'd be more than happy to try that out. It'll be a challenge for me.
Right, man. I'm definitely looking forward to that Spider-Man drawing, so let's see. That's my request.
That sounds good. We'll start it.
All right.
No, sounds good. Well, Efrain, thank you very much for being on here. We really appreciate it. Like you mentioned at the top, I do see you as a guider for me. You're the one that did a lot of things before I did, so you got to go through the situational stuff before I did, and got to figure out how to work it and what to do. So I think you really paved the way for us younger guys here to make it through. So thank you very much for being on the show. Last minute, anything else you wanted to plug or anything that you wanted to say? People follow you. I don't know if you got a Facebook that you want to put out there, or Twitter, or Instagram, or anything else.
No, I just want to thank you very much for this time, and I'm very happy to be here, and anyone that is interested in my artwork and my YouTube page, please come over and like it, subscribe. And again, as Noel was asking, if there's any requests, feel free to put down a request. I'll be more than happy to work on something. Thank you.
Sounds good, man. Thanks a lot, man.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Efrain.
Thanks.
All right, so our next guest up for today, we have my son, Junior. Daniel Junior here is joining us. Like I mentioned, he's my son, and you might know him from the Two Daniels podcast. We record a podcast together. So, Junior, we wanted to invite you here to kind of just get your feelings for Christmas. Do you have a memory or a story that you want to share with us here?
Yeah. I remember when I was at my cousin's house and my grandma's house, and then I went over there, and then it was Christmas, so then we went to eat at the table, and then I saw Santa there, and then he ran out the door and then disappeared.
Whoa, so you actually saw Santa?
Yeah.
What house was this at? You said your cousin's or your grandma's, or you went to the houses at the same time?
No, they lived at the same house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think he's talking about Abuela Carrie and
Chupis.
And Chupis lives in that house as well.
Who's Chupis?
Nick Jr. Nick's kid. His nickname is Chupis, Nick Jr. But yeah, we were eating dinner. I remember that. We were eating dinner, and then all of a sudden, Santa popped out of nowhere. He was in the living room putting presents or something, and then by the time we noticed it, he was running out the door and he was gone.
Yeah.
You didn't try to tackle him?
I tried to run as fast as I can to go and see him, but then he ran out the door, and then I ran out the door, but then he disappeared.
Whoa. Man. I've never seen Santa myself. I've never been quick enough or fast enough to see him. So I'm not really sure how he looks. Was he tall? Was he fat like on the TV shows?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, sweet.
Did he have white hair?
I don't know. I didn't see.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, because he was kind of quick. By the time we noticed, he was gone. He was gone, and we didn't get to see him anymore. So, any other stories that you have, buddy, or anything else? Any other fond memories or good Christmas presents that you got that you want to tell us about?
Yeah. When it was maybe last year, it was Christmas, and then you and Mama were telling me go get dressed so that we could go to the store. And then I went to my room to go get dressed, but then I saw a big present in my room, and then I yelled to you guys, "There's a big present in my room!" And we opened it, and then it was a big police RC car, a big police car.
Yeah, no, it was really exciting, really something surprising to see that present all the way up there, because we had finished opening all the presents, and even though you got some good presents, you didn't have like a really big present. But once you opened that one up, you were just like, holy moly.
Mhm.
How do you think he got into the room, Junior?
Santa.
Santa. How do you think he got into your room?
Maybe.
Is it magic?
Yeah.
Or he went through the window?
Yeah, because I was asking you the other day, remember? I was like, how does somebody so fat fit down the chimney? I don't know if that's politically correct anymore, Andy, but I'm just throwing it out there.
It's okay.
It's plus size, Daniel.
Oh, plus size? How's somebody so plus size fit down that chimney? I mean, and then how come his jacket never gets dirty? He's going down a dirty chimney. How's he do that?
Maybe he uses his magic and makes the chimney bigger.
Oh, I do see that on occasion.
Don't you think if he knew magic, he would use his magic to slim down?
Yeah. I don't know how he does it, man. But Santa does it. He always gives everybody great presents, and he gave me a great present too in Junior here, and so it was the best present ever for me.
It's a hallmark moment.
Was that good, Andy?
Yeah, that was great. I could see, but who the real star of Two Daniels is Junior, man, because he's not. He's coming up with the great one hits right here.
Heck yeah. Anything else you wanted to tell us, buddy? Any other stories?
No.
No? Okay, really quick, did you want to plug anything or say anything about anything that you're doing on YouTube or anywhere else out there? In the Roblox world?
And on YouTube, me and Joshy are soon going to make another Roblox video.
And I'm sorry, who's Joshy?
My cousin.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Wait. I have a question. What's Roblox?
Yeah, what is Roblox, buddy?
It's a game, and there's lots of more games in it.
Ah, okay.
You know what? Real quick, you guys should make a channel about checkers.
We were playing that yesterday while we were waiting for our food. We went to Red Robin yesterday to go have one of those $6 burgers, and while we were waiting for our burger, me and Junior were playing checkers.
We were playing checkers on your phone.
Yeah, I think I won that one, didn't I?
Yeah.
No, I won it.
You won it. That's right. Yeah, you're pretty good at it.
So you and Josh, you should, when you do what Roblox, do one about checkers. No.
Right. So
it's like, no, I'm not doing that crap.
So you said you're going to be doing some videos. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
We're going to do some videos on Roblox on Joshy's channel or on my channel.
Right. What's your channel's name, buddy?
Daniel Junior Corner.
All right. Anything else you want to plug?
No.
All right, great. Well, buddy, I want to thank you for being on the podcast. I hope you have a great Christmas and Santa brings you a good gift because you've been a good boy this year. Mm-hmm. All right. Thanks, bud.
Thanks, Junior.
Good job, man.
Good one, buddy. All right. Next up here today, we have Joshy, my nephew. Here, he's Efrain's kid. And he's also, like Junior mentioned, he's a YouTuber. So, Joshy, why don't you give us a quick intro as to who you are and anything you want people to know about you.
So I have a channel called Joshy TV 070, and I do Roblox videos. I also do some Gary's Mod and other stuff with Junior.
Ah, okay. So what's the 0707? What's that represent?
Nothing. I just came up with it.
Oh, okay. So there's 0706 out there of Joshy or Joshy TV?
No, because when I came up with the username in Roblox, it was suggesting I put 070 at the end. Ah,
okay, cool. Oh, well, that's a great number. 7's a very lucky number, so you picked a good one. As long as you didn't pick like 6 or something, that's terrible. But 7's a great number. But the reason we got you here today is that we wanted to know one of your fondest Christmas memories or any kind of memory that you have, maybe a present that really surprised you, anything that you want to share with us.
Well, I have one present that I got like 2 years ago. So when it was Christmas morning, me and my brother Christian went to the tree and we saw 2 big presents.
All right.
And we opened it, and my brother got a cool guitar, and then I got a cool keyboard, which I really liked, and I still have it right now. I learned some songs like Faded, you know that one?
Right.
And also learned like the Harry Potter theme song.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we didn't mention it, but you're very musically inclined. You and your brother both really like it. On your mom's side of the family, they really love music and are really good into music. I think our side of the family has always wanted to be into music, but we just, I don't know, we're more into drawing. So, but I've always felt like, man, if I learned how to play piano, I could be the next Mozart or Beethoven if I really wanted to. But I think it's past my prime. But you're ripe and ready for it. You can definitely do it. You're still young and can learn all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So you said you got a keyboard and your brother got a guitar, and you still play it, you mentioned?
Yeah, I still play it.
Oh, cool. Is that something that you're doing right now in band or in school?
No, what I do, I play orchestra, and I play the string bass, and I really like it because I like all the low notes and stuff.
Yeah, the bass, that's what really the girls like, to be honest. They don't like all that high guitar stuff. They want to hear that bass line.
The bass is going to get you a lot of kisses from the ladies.
Heck yeah. But any other stories or thoughts on Christmas?
No.
No, not really. But actually, on the keyboard note, because Junior's been playing keyboard at your house and you've been teaching him some of the things, that's actually something that Junior wants now. He keeps, every now and then when we go to the store, he's bugging me about buying him a keyboard so he can learn how to play too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what song did you teach him? Chopsticks or what was it?
Well, I was teaching him like maybe I was teaching him about classical music.
Right, that Beethoven for release. That's right.
That's a good song.
Yeah, that is a real good song. You know that one, Andy?
I just know it wasn't Beethoven death, so he couldn't hear how bad his music was.
Beethoven was death,
right?
But,
he wasn't born that way. I think it happened gradually. And he would have to play loud enough for him to feel the vibrations, I heard.
Isn't he the one that wrote Rock Me Amadeus or something?
No. I don't think that was Beethoven. But that was a pretty cool song. Joshy, I mean, you're probably kind of still young, but do you believe in New Year's resolutions? Is there anything that you want to try to do this year that you maybe didn't do last year or didn't get a chance to?
Well, maybe I can improve in my math because I sometimes have a hard time in like solving problems in math.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't really seem like it because every now and then you help Junior with his math homework, and you always seem to know all the answers and how to do them really quick. So, hopefully, good luck with that. Is it something that because this year you were having a hard time that you have thoughts in trying to do that and trying to get better in math?
Yes, because since I'm already in middle school, it's going to start getting harder and harder.
Wow, man. That's really kind of unique. You really don't hear kids wanting to make improvements like that. You know, most people just want to lose weight, and it's kind of superficial, and it's not really something deep inside. It's good that you want to improve yourself in that way.
And math. I still have problems with math, and I'm 41 years old.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's why we got Google.
So Junior was mentioning that you do YouTube. Is there anything that you want to share for us out there, share to the people out there that you want people to follow you?
Yeah, make sure to subscribe to my channel and also Junior's channel.
All right. And on Roblox, what's your username on that?
Joshy TV 070.
07, same thing? Okay, great. So for everybody out there, Roblox and YouTube, follow my nephew Joshy. Thank you very much for being here. We really appreciate it. Hopefully you had a good time, and maybe we can do it again next year and see how your math is doing, and hopefully you're doing better.
Okay.
All right. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Our next guest up is Christian, my other nephew, my oldest nephew. You're joining us here today to kind of talk about your Christmas memories, any kind of fondness, things, gifts, or anything that you've done in the past that you can really or you want to share with us here.
Yeah, I've had, as a kid, I did have a lot of fond memories. When I'm 15 years old, and after, I've had some good Christmas memories. I think the best memory I've had before was, I like drawing a lot, like my dad. So, but I use a lot of, I use what I had. I use pencils, wooden pencils. I use Corral markers, what I had, and showed it to my friends and all that, and they loved it. But the best gift I've gotten was, I remember when I went under the tree, I got Blick markers, which was really good markers back. They're really good markers, and I still use them now for drawing good drawings. So that's the best I got.
Oh, nice. So what brand is this? The Bic markers, you said?
Blick.
Blick markers. I'm not familiar with it. I don't really do a lot of drawings. But you said it's a good brand?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, cool. Yeah, no, man, drawing is very a passionate thing that a lot of people in this family do. So it's great to hear that you're really into it. And I've seen some of your stuff where you even use pastels and crayons, and not crayons, but the chalk, and man, it looks really cool, really good stuff, man. I'm really glad that you're doing that.
Is there a particular thing that you like to draw, or is it you focus more on, or just whatever you see, like I want to draw, or is it like people or landscapes or?
I mostly draw. Well, I like superheroes a lot, like Marvel and DC. I draw mostly superheroes, and I also like Harry Potter, so I draw maybe Harry a couple times.
The Corrals love Harry Potter.
It's a good book series.
So you said Marvel and DC. Is there more Marvel or DC, or a particular character that you focus on more?
I think I think a bit Marvel better for some reason. I think my favorite character is Doctor Strange. I think I like how.
I thought he was gonna say Wolverine. Doctor Strange. All right.
Yeah, that definitely is different. Not a lot of people draw Doctor Strange, but I've seen him. You draw him with that cape. And it is a really dynamic thing to see that cape flapping. It's not really something a lot of people draw.
Why do you like Strange? I mean, that's it's not a weird character. It's completely different from everything else. Is mysticism and all that.
Yeah, well, I like Doctor Strange. Well, a lot of superheroes are focused more on strength. Yes. And a lot of people like the Hulk or like Wolverine because of strength. But I like Doctor Strange, even though he isn't as strong physically, he is mentally very strong. He do a lot of great things with that, and he is known as one of the most powerful characters in Marvel.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
That time stone. It's hard to beat that.
I think the Hulk can beat him.
Ah, man. They just send him to the void, and that's it. Night, Hulk.
That Hulk will smash right through that void, man.
Now, Doctor Strange, have you seen the Infinity, the last movie?
Yes, I saw it.
Oh, okay. Now, for you spoilers out there, man, were you sad to see he was one of the ones that faded away?
Yeah, it was sad. I remember that.
Yeah, I thought he was going to last towards the end, just because he kept doing that thing where he kept phasing in and out, seeing all these alternative realities. And I'm like, for sure he's going to be part of the end or the solution to try to beat Thanos. And to see him fade away, I was just like, wow, man, what are they going to do? How are they going to bring this thing back?
Yeah.
There's a theory that he sent the time stone to the future so that they could send it back to the past and he can do this whole charade. So he did disintegrate, but technically before he disintegrated, he possibly sent the stone of the future to Captain America, Black Widow, the surviving members, so that they can use the time stone to change and fix the fights that they lost in the past. At least that's the theory. Because Iron Man, I don't know if you guys have seen the trailer yet.
Yeah, they actually just released it a few days ago, right?
It's like a little teaser trailer for like 2 minutes. Like, it seems like Iron Man might die out there, but Doctor Strange specifically made it so that Iron Man would survive. So if he dies, the whole pretty much mission plan goes to crap. So if he's gonna survive and Doctor Strange wanted him to survive, then there has to be some way that Tony Stark's gonna get saved out there.
Yeah. Have you seen the trailer, Andy?
Yeah, I saw it. There's people are breaking down. There's a lot of Easter eggs apparently in the trailer itself, but yeah, I don't know. It's I just want to see it because Infinity was the ending was it shocked a lot of people. So.
Oh no, for sure. What about you, Christian? Have you seen the trailer?
Yeah, I saw the new trailers. It looked really good.
What are your thoughts?
Well, it seems interesting. It's really opposite that was gonna happen. That was already gonna start fighting right away, but no, it's pretty much everyone's kind of breaking down, see what's going on.
Right. Yeah. I don't. Are they gonna have another one after this, or is this it for the Captain America? Because I know he quit. He's not recording anymore.
I think that's it with these actors, but they're gonna make new ones.
No, yeah, they'll probably make new ones, but I don't know if they're gonna have another part after this, where this is the breaking down movie, where everything goes to hell, and then the next movie is where they finally beat them or do something to uplift it.
In this storyline, I think
Right.
that's it for this storyline. After this, they go to that next phase or whatever they call it when they had the press conference or presentation a couple years back on how they're gonna do all this.
Right. So jumping back into the Christmas feeling here, Christian, is there any kind of Christmas traditions that you and your family do, or is there anything that you guys try to do every year, like on Christmas Day go to Denny's and have some breakfast or anything like that?
Not really. We just like as much as we can just hang out as a family, relax, because it's during this time it's a lot of things with school, with work, trying to finish everything, trying to finish strong. And then I think as a family, just relax. What we could do, if we could go somewhere else, it's awesome. If we could make like tamales or something, it'd be nice.
Oh yeah, tamales, man. That's a great Christmas tradition for sure. But
what about does you guys do buñuelos or no?
Yeah, my mom usually does some buñuelos.
Is that the sweet ones?
Isn't that fried tortilla
bread
thing? Like that big fried tortilla, and then she sprinkles a shitload of sugar on it?
Oh, buñuelos. Sorry, I misheard.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, my real quick, my wife's family, they don't like that, or they're not. It's like when I was growing up as a big thing, tradition around this time, buñuelos. Their family, they ain't from Durango, so they're like, we don't know about that shit.
Yeah, I used to love buñuelos when I was a kid, but now the diabetes doesn't let me like it anymore, so I can't eat that stuff no more.
So you're like, if I eat this, I'll die happy? You ever thought about it like that?
I think it's one of those last things, like, when I'm on my dying bed, give me a buñuelo. Let me get one more. But, your brother, Joshy, kind of mentioned a little bit that you and him are into music. What instrument are you playing now in school?
Well, right now I'm still playing, as a starter in 3rd grade, the string bass. I've been playing that for a while now.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know we went to a football thing. What were you playing there? To a football game, and we saw you playing in the band?
Yeah, for marching band, I was playing xylophone.
The xylophone, yeah, that's different. I've never seen you play that before. That looks like a really interesting instrument. Like, you don't see a lot of people playing that, so it really stood out, and they had you, like, in the middle of everything. You're, like, in the middle of the whole band procession, so it looked really cool. So you're doing band this year. I'm assuming you still like it and you're hoping to pursue it, or is it something that maybe next year you're going to try something different?
Well, this year I tried it out. I remember my teachers and my friends told me, "Oh, this is awesome."
Yeah.
And I tried it out this year, and it's pretty cool. It's a lot of work because the xylophone, it's an expensive instrument, and it's kind of dangerous moving everywhere. So we're like, hey, like that. And we also had to carry it before. But now it's different with all the responsibility we have now. Okay. But yeah, I think I could continue it later on.
Oh, sweet, man. Yeah, I know we've gone to a couple of your concerts because before you used to play the cello, was it? Or what was it? What was that big one that you used to stand up and string?
String bass?
Oh, that's what I'm sorry. I thought I had another. Yeah, that just shows you how much music I know, man. I don't even know what's the name of it. I was thinking it was called the cello, man.
I don't know. I think that's the one that Elvis had in his band.
The cello.
Well, I guess that was a bass because all they did was like. Brum, brum.
Oh, those are like the jazz bass, right? Those are like those.
That's what I'm imagining he's playing when he told me that.
Right.
I don't know about no extreme bass. He said.
But cool, man. Well, is there anything else that you're doing, Christian? Any YouTubes or Facebooks or anything else that you're into?
Not right now. Right now, I'm trying to finish school with everything like that. And maybe later on, I'll start with my drawing, maybe selling stuff, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
No, cool, man. Anything that you're looking forward to this new year? New Year's resolution or anything that you're planning to try to do this year that maybe you didn't get a chance to do last year?
Well, I have a guitar at home. I think my brother already said that. I haven't been a chance to play because, everything I'm trying to finish. But I think I might try as a resolution to try to learn it, try to figure out how to play it.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that just shows how musically illiterate I am. Me thinking that you know how to play the bass, you would know how to play the guitar. So is that totally different, or is it a different memory thing that you got to learn? Or
well, when you learn bass, a lot of guitars know bass. It's just bass is known as like the backbeat. Like in a band, it's like, oh, I'm here to like make it sound better, make it everything connect with each other. It's like the glue in both paper. So basically, if you learn guitar, you learn bass as well. So it's the same thing. It's just more strings and a lot more things to do.
Oh wow, sweet. Oh man, that's real interesting, man. The phrase, the glue of the music, man. That's really cool, man. I never thought about it like that, but yeah, the bass is that. I mean, every song, unless it's instrumental or a cappella, you need a good bass line. Otherwise, it doesn't go.
I was told the glue was the accordion.
The accordion. I think that's in banda music.
There you go, man.
Well, Christian, thank you very much for being on this, man. Hopefully, we'll get you here next year and get to see how you're doing and your guitar progress. And hopefully, man, you'll play us a tune, man.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, man. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
And as for our next guest, we're going to have my lovely wife. She's going to be the first woman ever to be on FFR radio.
Nice.
So you get that dubious honor.
We'll get your plaque mailed out to you soon.
Y'all know about her. I talk about her enough in our past episodes. And we have my wife, Graciela or Grace. I don't know. What would you prefer?
Whichever is fine.
The fans know you as Gracie.
Okay, then Gracie. Gracie it is.
Do you have a preference? Do you mind when people call you Gracie? Is that something where you're like, no, call me by my real American name,
No, I mean, it just depends. Some people kind of got to know me with Gracie at my school because at the same time that I came to that school, another teacher who was also Graciela was there, so I became Gracie since I was younger.
Really? And this is the first time I heard you worked with somebody else named Graciela.
Mm-hmm. Yes, she's a good friend of mine, and I had met her years prior to that when I was still taking classes to become a teacher, and then we just happened to coincidentally end up at the same school for that year. She was only there for a year, but I stayed, so I just stayed as Gracie. But my other friends know me as Graciela. Some people call me Grace. I go by all of them.
So what do you think of the Freeform Radio's Christmas party, the shindig with the family? You get to know all the Corrals. Obviously, Alana. And this is the first time you met Noel. Is this what you imagine all the money goes into?
Yeah,
this type of party?
I'm assuming the equipment really impressed you.
Oh, no. I think the equipment's awesome. I want to see more of this equipment at the house.
Right.
We got something similar with the Skype, but not as impressive. Here at the corporate headquarters.
Yeah, I busted out this Mexican little tablecloth I got here. I've had it for a few years, and I'm like, man, let's bust out this Latino feeling up in here.
No, I like it. Very authentic.
So, we have family here and certain guests. One of the reasons we brought these people in here, and your thoughts on Christmas, I'm pretty sure it's been overall positive. Is there one recollection where you're like, yeah, this is what Christmas is about? Or do you have one, or is it just like, it's awesome, I enjoy it every year?
No, I mean, I think when you're growing up, when you're small, I mean, you look forward to the presents. But once we kind of got older, at least in my family, we kind of stopped gifting each other. as adults, and so we just gift the kids. I know one year, it wasn't planned or anything, but my dad heard of this family through one of his coworkers who, like, was going through some rough times. They didn't really have much money for groceries, let alone like gifts. So we just kind of put together like a Christmas dinner basket for them, and we got gifts for their kids. I think there was like 2 or 3 kids. So that was really nice. I think we should probably do that more often.
That's awesome. Like
sponsor a family or get, give gifts.
Very Christian thing of you guys to do. You guys, their faith is strong. We're Catholic, and one of the reasons I liked about you is you guys you're Catholic, your Catholicism, and but overall it's it's good to hear, because that's what we like to hear. Not just gifts. It's a part of Christmas. As much as we hate to say it, it is a part of Christmas.
Right.
But there's other things.
Selflessness.
Yes.
It's important.
Which is kind of like why we kind of just stopped gifting each other, because it almost got to be like, too much. Like
you gotta
all the adults. Yeah, exactly. And I know like one year even we had stopped gifting each other, but then all the attention went to the kids, and it was like pretty soon all the nieces and my nephew, we wanted to make sure they all had the same amount of gifts. So it was like, oh no, but he has 8 gifts, so we gotta like up the other girls so nobody feels bad. And pretty soon, like, we were wrapping out all these little things, and one year it was so ridiculous. I think every kid had like 12 gifts, and we're like, my dad finally was like, you know what, forget this. Like, next year you get a big box and you put all that stuff in there, because even the kids, I think it even loses the feel of Christmas when you're trying to take pictures of them opening one gift after another after another after another. So it's, I think, taking a step back and just kind of even not doing so much. Right. And then we always go to Christmas on Christmas Eve.
To church.
We go to church. Sorry, we go to Christmas Eve service, and then we usually go home and have dinner.
Have buñuelos.
If we get, sometimes, you know what, my brother-in-law's mom, she's from Durango, so sometimes they'll send over some from her family, or my sister's cuñada will give us some. When mi madrina used to still live in Illinois, and she would make some, we would get some from her. So yeah,
I think
Christmas
Andy was kind of poking fun at you, but what is it, some of the pastries or some of the treats that you guys make during Christmas?
We don't do the buñuelos because like the flour tortilla thing is not like it's not
super healthy.
It's not a cultural thing, like from where my parents are from, which is Morelos. Okay. It's further south of Mexico, so they don't do a lot of the flour tortilla things there.
Southern part of Mexico.
What we do is called ponche, where you get different fruits, and you make like this hot fruit punch.
Yes. Oh, wow.
So it has like apples, guayaba.
And it's like stewed, like a...
Well, you cut up all the fruits.
The sugar cane, right?
Sugar cane, like cinnamon stick.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's delicious. You can spike it with different liquor.
Oh, wow. Like Mexican apple cider kind of, right?
Yeah, but it has like guayaba, it has tejocote, caña.
So I had that, I think I told you when I had that like a couple times when I was a kid, literally like 5 or 6 years old. And then when we started going to your parents' house for Christmas, it's like it was kind of familiar smell, and then I saw it. I'm like, oh yeah, I had this like 30 freaking years ago.
It's very delicious.
Yeah, it's all right. That one is that's a pretty cool thing for Christmas, and it's a Christmas thing.
Yeah, so that you really only do during Christmas, because technically, those are the things that are like in season in Mexico, like in Morelos during Christmas time, those are some of the things that are traditional fruits.
So it's like Americans do eggnog, but you do
we do ponche.
What about atole?
My mom makes atole with maicena, and that usually is paired with like tamales.
Right. Nice.
Oh wow.
So you can have like vanilla, strawberry, nuez, chocolate, flavored atole.
I'm getting hungry. All this tamale talk. Yeah, if you hear that, Ma, we need some tamales made up. But jumping back into the Christmas thing, you mentioned you don't really give gifts to the adults. How's Andy been?
Hold on, I get gifts.
Yeah, so Andy does buy for his
like a wrecking ball.
He does buy for his mom and his sister, whereas I don't buy for my parents.
Right.
So I don't know if I'll be able to get him to be on board with us. I know Andy, it's only a couple people that he's shopping for, whereas, we have a few more.
Well, your family's obviously larger.
Right, so it'd be my parents, my sister, her husband, my brother, but I don't think it's a problem.
But one of the good things, like you guys said, I talked about earlier, like 80% of Americans are stressed during the holidays. But one of you guys, when you told me about it, but one of the things, the kids like is just plain old cash. So that really simplifies it.
Yes, that started with one of my nieces, not my oldest niece, but my second oldest. A few years ago, she started saving money for when the family goes back to Disney World. Okay. So she, made this announcement like, okay, birthdays and Christmas, like, just give me the cash. I want the cash. And then when her brother got a little bit older and kind of like started noticing what money is and what it's used for, he also jumped on the bandwagon of I want cash. So then my next niece, of course, she's seeing like the two others get money, and now she wants cash too.
Wow. Okay.
So they all just want cash, and I'm like, okay. So last year I think I got them a little tiny little something just so they could unwrap something.
Right.
And there was cash in there, and I think this year for the girls I'm gonna give them like a little Starbucks card.
All right.
And some cash.
Oh, nice. Cash always goes a long way. But when I was asking about Andy, I was meaning more his gifts to you. How's he been so far? Because you guys only been married a year or so, plus your dating time. How's his gift giving? Has it hit the mark?
Yeah, I think it's hit the mark.
Oh, nice.
I give my queen what she deserves.
Nice.
Last year he got me earrings for Christmas, so that was very nice.
Oh, nice.
The previous year we were dating then. For Christmas he got me. I can't remember either.
So I think I got you scarves.
Did you give me oh yeah, you got me a cashmere scarf.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And maybe
nice.
a couple of other things. My birthday is right after Christmas, so sometimes
we do the combo.
Yeah, do you fall into that Andy because Andy's birthday is right before Christmas,
so he's luckier than me,
so you get that combo present?
I've grown up with the combination thing. Oh, here's Christmas and birthday, or birthday and Christmas, because we didn't see you at Christmas.
Oh man,
that's one of the things. When you're having kids, I always wonder if people like, let's not have a kid in December, or it's like if you're on a budget, like let's do it in December. Let's have this kid in December so we can just combo that gift.
Right. I know that. Me and Alana, we planned Junior out, so it was like a conscious thing. Like, all right, let's start trying to have a baby. And it wasn't so much on the date. It was more like just like, I think it's time. Let's start. Or at least the thought didn't cross my head. I don't know if she had it planned out, and she's like, yes, it worked out just like the way I wanted it. I have no idea. We could ask her.
When is Danny Junior's birthday?
It's in May.
In May. Yeah, it's at the end of May. So it was like around September or however the math works out that we started planning. Like, all right, let's try to have a kid. So I don't know how many people.
Like, yeah, let's just do it. Let's have this kid.
Well, let's get this done.
Well, May to me sounds like the perfect month to have a kid.
I want that summer party thing.
Right, it does work out great for that.
Like July, August.
Well, I'm thinking more along the lines like I can just kind of end the school year a little sooner and like say bye to the kids, and I'm gonna go have a baby, and I go right into summer vacation and I have to use up my sick days. Right.
We didn't really mention that, but you're a teacher, right?
Mm-hmm. I teach second grade in Elgin. So this is 7-year-olds turning 8 throughout the school year.
Most of our articles don't have anything to do with teacher subjects.
Yeah, otherwise we would have you on, or at least I would definitely push to have you on. But
okay, that's good to know, because Andy says whenever I say, oh well, can I chime in with an opinion? It's not about you, is what he immediately responds. It's not about you.
Like, send an email.
I'm like, okay.
That doesn't sound like Andy at all. I think he was being jovial in his response. But in school, do the school allow people to trade off gifts between teachers or even between the students?
We don't usually have, like, if I know that maybe the 6th grade classrooms, they might do something like that, or the kids to each other will gift each other, but not like, it's not prompted by the teacher.
Oh, okay.
I think just they themselves, like, you know, they're friends. We don't, in 2nd grade, I probably would never do like a gift exchange, just because you can't guarantee that everyone will participate, and you don't want anybody to be left out or crying because they feel bad. Or usually with like student gift exchanges that I've noticed in the past is someone will get something really nice, and then someone gets something that's very like inexpensive, and someone's upset because they gifted much more. So we don't really do gifting.
Between the teachers, any kind of Santa bag, or what do they call that thing?
The white elephant. We've done a white elephant.
A white what?
White elephant. That's what they call it now.
It's like a.
I thought it was Secret Santa.
So it's like a.
You can do Secret Santa.
It's an inexpensive gift. So people, if you go to stores now, they see white elephant gifts, and it's usually gifts
White
between
elephant?
like 10 to 15
That's the
bucks.
thing that Vanessa does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she does call it that.
And
Yeah.
we play a game, and you can play a game as the exchange, like where you can exchange or trade off.
Secret Santa is the one where you pick a name and then you got to gift that person.
Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and that white elephant is where you could steal somebody else's gift if they got an iPod and you don't want that candle that you got.
That's why it's easier for guys, and I think corporate or private companies, because a lot of 9 out of 10 times they just give out liquor. Exchange bottles.
Yeah, like I think it also depends too, like on the school itself and the staff members. Because I've been at schools where like everybody's into the holidays. Like even for Halloween, we would do like, oh, you got booed, so you would get like you would arrive to school, and right in front of your door, classroom door, you would have like some Halloween candy or some kind of like gifty thing, and then you had to go boo someone else who had not been booed. And then we would do Christmas angels in December. So for like 10 or 12 days, you would be getting a little something from your Christmas angel, and then like a big reveal at the very end. But I think it just depends on like on the school culture of wherever you're working. At my school, we're pretty. We don't really do a lot of that kind of stuff. Like people are so busy with their own families and kids that staff gatherings are very minimal.
So, have you ever noticed anybody to celebrate like Hanukkah or something other than Christmas?
You know what? No, I personally have
you talk
not.
about at the school in her classroom,
or just in life, like anybody. I've never known anybody to celebrate.
I've known people who met Hanukkah.
Yeah.
I know people who have celebrated some
Kwanzaa,
stuff.
No Kwanzaa.
But not really, not so much. And I think if they do, I've seen it like on Facebook and stuff.
Right. Okay.
But
Festivus plenty.
Yeah, I've never experienced it hands-on or at somebody's house, but I do know a couple of people that do celebrate Hanukkah, and it seems really unique and different, and it makes me kind of curious to want to kind of see it. And
that's what Jesus celebrated,
right?
Hanukkah.
Kind of see it and check it out. Kind of live and in person. Even though it's multiple days or something like that.
I think it's like 7 days, and it has to do something with the miracle of the light or whatever, which is why they do the candles.
Right.
That's as far as I know about it.
And we Catholic, man. We don't know about that stuff.
Right, JC.
But going back real quick, you asked the guest about bad Christmas experiences, and we were talking about the Secret Santa and the exchanges for as a school. Now that I'm thinking about it, I did have one. I got jealous because we did a gift exchange, and someone at school, I had to be like in third grade, and someone got like a transformer in that Secret Santa, and it pissed me off because I got like pencils or something, like a mechanical pencil. Nice. Who the hell gives a kid a mechanical pencil?
Mechanical pencils are great, man.
Dude. And I'm like, this kid's like, oh man, look at this transformer, and it was like not a little one, but like a medium-sized one. And I'm like, man, whoever gave this gift is rich, man. You know, and I remember being like pissed off about that.
Your teacher didn't give you anything to offset that, or
no? She was even like, damn.
Like,
the kid's like, oh man, he's going like crazy, and I'm just there like, man, I got a pencil. Nobody wants a pencil. And that kind of scarred me for a while.
Okay.
If only they had the white elephant, man, you could trade that.
Trade off to something else. Now, Gracie, getting back into the Christmas thing, any New Year's resolutions for this coming year? Anything, or do you don't really put stock into that and you just try to be a good Christian all year?
I mean, I think we can be way better Christians than we've been this year as far as going to church. So maybe we can start going back to church again. But
forgives.
The usual, of course, trying to be healthier. But no, I think I mean,
I'm
not so big on like, oh, it's my New Year's resolution,
right?
Because I think for me, the just getting healthy, I think it's no longer a resolution. I think it's more of a yearly situation.
New Year's resolutions from last year was to get her to do a shot of whiskey. That was accomplished.
Oh, nice.
That was your whatever, Andres.
But I kind of agree with you, Gracie. I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions either. Myself, I think you need to be constantly improving yourself throughout the year, and you shouldn't have to wait until the end of the year and be like, all right, now that New Year's is here, I can finally start losing weight. I could finally start learning how to speak French. If you want to do those things, you could do them any time of the year you want to do. You just got to really put yourself to it and get it done.
Right, yeah, you don't need January to...
But that's when everybody else does it.
Right, that's when the gym is packed.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean... one of the things, you know, she is talked to him about one of the donation thing, the drive that you're trying to do for your classroom.
Oh yeah. So there's a website called donorschoose.org, which is for mostly teachers use it to do a project. Basically, you want to get funded for some initiative or supplies or something for a classroom. So I did put together a proposal that I posted on donorschoose.org, which is for flexible seating options for my students, which means like these wobbly chair seats and some lap desks for them to be able to work on the floor, so that they can be able to move around and get their wiggles out and focus better. So I just posted it a couple of days ago, and it's open for a couple months for people to donate. Sometimes big corporations will match donations, and so that'll hopefully get it'll get funded, and anyone can get on there and donate. So I'll provide you guys with the link to post. But yeah, a lot of teachers, my school district have gotten funded for different projects for their classrooms, field trips, technology, different things.
No, that's great to hear, and we'll definitely post something on a link on this episode. And that's really interesting that you mentioned that you want to try to keep them comfortable and kind of wiggly chairs. You mentioned when we would go to parent-teacher conferences for juniors, some of the teachers would mention that they're like, kids when they're really young, they find it really difficult to sit still for 6 hours or whatever the class length is. So she would have different areas. They would go to an area for reading. They would go to an area when they're doing math. They would go to, and I remember asking her one year, I'm like, well, why do you do that? And she's just like, well, it just keeps the kids moving because naturally they're going to want to move within a few minutes. So if you constantly move your classroom around and keep them getting up, sitting down, it takes their want to do it on their own. It makes it more part of the classroom environment.
Yeah, no, that's very true, because I know sometimes if you expect, like a 7-year-old to be still and not moving, I mean, they might be able to do it for like a moment, but it's unrealistic,
Right.
And then pretty soon, if you don't give them that outlet, they'll start tapping or, moving their feet and disrupting others. But the wobbly chair is quiet, so it lets them move around. Or like the lap desk lets them work on the floor, and they still have a surface to be able to work on.
Oh, nice.
I've had yoga balls too in the classroom for them to work on and stuff, or use as a chair instead, and that helps them too.
No, it sounds very interesting and very cool. I'm always open for stuff like that that'll help kids stay focused, because that is definitely an issue nowadays, even more so, where kids losing focus and they can't really stay focused on what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, the new thing too is having standing desks, so desks that are tall enough for you to be able to stand and work. Because some kids, they might be standing and moving around, but it doesn't mean they're not paying attention. They're still getting their work done. Right. Whereas the regular sized desks require them to be lower to the ground. Yeah,
I definitely need one of those at work, because I think I've gained like 30 pounds since I started working at sitting down all day. So it definitely probably doing me some good to stand up a little bit. But Gracie, we'd like to thank you for coming here and sharing your Christmas stories. Hopefully we'll be hearing more from you on, I kind of heard before we started recording, some rumblings of maybe something in the future, and it's very interesting and very exciting, so hopefully all that works out.
Yes, I'm excited to start planning on it over the Christmas break with Andy, and maybe once the new year comes, we'll be uploading our first episode.
Nice.
So stay tuned for the title of our podcast.
Yeah, nice. Well, there's another, show coming to Freeform Network, so stay tuned, everybody.
Right, man. Something's going to give birth just like JC, man. Coming in Christmas. Well, Gracie, thank you very much for coming and sharing a little bit of yourself, and hopefully we'll get to hear more of
Yes, thank you for having me. I'll come back anytime.
Thank you. All right, and our last guest here for today is my beautiful wife here, Alana Corral. Give us a little introduction, Alana. What kind of work do you do, and how did you get to marry this great guy?
No pressure.
No pressure. I'm an office manager at a podiatrist's office.
What's a podiatrist for people?
Foot doctor.
Okay.
So I see nothing but calluses and toe fungus.
And
it's wonderful.
Yeah, cool. So you're an office manager. How long have you been doing that?
I've been there for like a year and a half.
All right, cool. How do you like it? What is it stressful kind of managing the entire office and taking care of everything?
Well, it's just me, so it's pretty easy to manage myself.
Nice. So you're the boss of yourself.
I'm the boss of myself, yeah.
That is a great position for sure. But jumping into this Christmas episode, the reason why we got you here today is that we wanted to know any kind of fond memories that you have of Christmas, anything that kind of sticks out to you, maybe from your childhood or adult life, that you want to share with us.
Well, I've always been pretty spoiled, and I got pretty much what I asked for. Even now that I'm married, I still got pretty much what I asked for. As a kid, I was always trying to find any way possible to open the presents without ripping the paper, so nobody knew that I had already opened. Yeah. Till I got caught, and then I started getting like Kleenex packets wrapped up, and
really,
then I lost interest, and I never opened them again.
So how did you used to open them? What's the technique, or we don't want to let that out to the little kids out there so they can figure it out?
Well, I used to use the steam from the iron for your clothes, because then it wouldn't rip the tape, and you could stick it back on. But then I got caught, and I started getting Kleenex packets. And
wait, they would literally give you Kleenex packets for Christmas, or
like a fake gift?
No, it's like a fake gift, yeah. And then they would have my real gift wrapped up in the closet upstairs. Or
you opened it, and what'd you think? Like, what the hell is this?
That's exactly what I thought. Crayons and Kleenex. Who the heck wants crayons for Christmas?
And then you would get there Christmas Day. You're like, I don't want to open it.
That's all right.
They call you
That's
down.
all right.
So as far as that's as your childhood, do you feel the same in your adult life? Do you still enjoy it, or is it something that Christmas really doesn't feel the same anymore?
Well, now that we have Junior, it's mostly about the kids. You know, you've kind of grown out. We usually pick out our own gifts, unless it's like stocking stuffers, or so it's more about Junior. You know, we appreciate the gifts, but it's more about
the kids.
The kids, Junior being happy.
Right. Yeah, I know Gracie mentioned that earlier, that with her family she does the same thing, where the adults kind of grew out of giving each other gifts, and it's more about giving the kids and making sure that they got good presents.
Yeah, just like us. There's so many kids in the family that we just buy for them, and no adults get gifts.
Right, yeah. If you're an adult, you can buy your own gifts. You don't really...
Exactly.
That's always been my thought, you know. I go give my parents a good Christmas hug and tell them Merry Christmas, and give them my time rather than buy them a gift, because, I mean, they got money. They could buy whatever they needed, and I do as well. They don't need to buy me anything. And usually when my parents do buy me something, they just buy me underwear and socks, which I do appreciate anyway. So
it's practical.
Yeah, for sure.
Something you'll use.
Yeah. So, any memories of maybe Junior getting Christmas gifts where you got kind of giddy and you're just like, oh my God, it's exciting to see Christmas through the eyes of a kid?
I think the best memory was that year that Santa Claus brought him the police car, and we waited till he fell asleep, bring it up there, and I couldn't wait for him to see it in the morning. Like, let's hurry up, open these smaller gifts so we can get him up there to change his clothes and find it.
Right, and I think that was part of it too. Is we gave him a couple smaller gifts so that he could kind of see that he got stuff, but it wasn't nothing really big like he wanted. You know, it was like little things like Hot Wheels, and you know, even though those gifts are good as well, but it's not something like Pam. Like this is something really big and special. So. Yeah, I kind of agree that was kind of cool to see that excitement in his eyes. That, you know, how the hell did Santa sneak this up into my room?
Yeah.
Yeah. How the hell did I put it together and, you know,
carry this big thing up there?
Yeah, put it up there.
So what was his reaction to the other gifts? Was he like excited, or was he like, this is cool, but yeah?
I don't think it was disappointment. But it was definitely like, okay, I guess this is what I got. Like this is what I got. So, you know, okay, cool. But once he saw the big one, that's when you saw his eyes like get huge, and he was just like, oh my God, I can't believe this. You know,
gotta come see this.
Yeah, and we didn't go up there with him. We just kind of played dumb. Like, all right, we opened up our gifts. We usually try to go to Denny's on Christmas Day to go get some breakfast, so that. My poor wife here doesn't have to cook on Christmas Day.
Yes, I appreciate that.
So we're like, all right, buddy, we opened up our gifts. Let's go to Denny. So he went up to go change his pajamas, and then boom, there's the gift. So yeah, that was definitely pretty cool. Anything else from your childhood, Alana, that you remember? I know you were kind of mentioning to me when I forgot where we were at, but something about your dad getting in trouble with snow in the house or something.
Oh yeah. It was that year that the original Nintendo came out, and my dad got one for me. I had gone out with my mom, so he snuck it under the tree, but there were snow prints, so it looked like Santa Claus. And I came home with my mom, and she started yelling at him, and, you know, about the snow prints on the carpet, and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. She's like, look at all the snow prints. And he's like, well, I didn't do it. She's like, well, I wasn't home. So then we had friends in the police department. So my dad, you know, fake called the police, and they came, and, you know, fake did an investigation. And he's like, I don't know what happened. It must be like Santa Claus, because there's no 4th century. And
I'm going to get to the bottom of this and get that.
So as a kid, I thought it was like, oh my God, it was so cool. The police are in my house investigating, and
that's crazy.
Did you think like, man, like why'd we call the cops on Santa or something?
Well, they kept saying, you know, it's probably Santa Claus, but obviously there was no proof that who it was.
Right.
Start fingerprinting.
Yeah.
And that does seem kind of. It seems cool that your parents would go all out like that to kind of give you that special memory, and you still remember it, so it still carries with you. You know, these little things that as parents you can try to hopefully bring into your child and give them same memories.
Yeah, well, it obviously made an impact because we're talking about it here. You know, and it happened many years ago.
I've never forgotten.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it made an impact on your life, and
sure.
You talked about. It sounds like you're talking about it fondly, and I'm intrigued. Is like, what were your thoughts like? you see the gift, you see the footprints, and I would have been like, why are they calling? We all know it's Santa Claus. Why are they calling the cops?
Well,
that's what I would have been thinking.
Actually, at first, I didn't even notice the huge box. I was more worried somebody snuck into our house, and are we going to be okay? And I've always been scared, and maybe that's why we have door alarms and a huge dog. And
Santa subliminally scarred you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I'm thinking my parents never made those big theatrics, but I was like you. I would see a gift with my name on it, and I would just like touch it like every day,
shake it.
Yeah, and I would be there, and my dad would come home from work, and he'd like, just leave it under the damn tree. And then I remember, I'll never forget it. This one night, we were watching TV, and my parents were there, and I grabbed that box, and I started just like look, it's peeling it open. And my dad got so pissed, he's like, just open the damn thing. And my mom is like, don't. It's like, it's still like, I think 3 weeks left till Christmas. And I opened it up because my dad said it was cool, so I opened it up. I'm like, all right, yeah, it was remember Mask, the cartoon?
Right.
It was the helicopter, the bike that turned into a helicopter. But I opened it, and it was cool for that weekend. But my dad was like, you're not going to open anything on Christmas Day. And I remember the week after that weekend, I was like bummed out. So I had my mom rewrap it and put it back in under the tree. But then I was just like, man, there ain't going to be no other gifts. This is what I'm going to have to wait. Because I didn't want to miss that feeling opening up a gift on Christmas morning. But I already knew what it was, but still I wanted that. I wanted to be with everybody else opening up gifts. So sense. Like, that's why like today, like I'm always, I can wait. Like, don't you want to know what you got? Nah, I could wait.
That's like Daniel.
Yeah, I'm a big guy of waiting. I want to open them all up on Christmas Day. I don't want to open it up before. I don't even want to know about it. To me, when I was younger, it would eat you alive to kind of try to figure it out. And I don't know. Those weren't good memories for me. The want, the anticipation, the excitement, and it's just like, like I can't wait. That I kind of grew out of that, and I'm more patient now, and I'll wait. I don't need that whole thought process of what is it. Let me try to shake it and figure it out. So I'm a big guy at Christmas Day. That's when we open the gifts.
Yeah, growing up though, the tradition was to open it on Eve. Like, open it up after Grandma's house. Like, we'd get home at like 10:30, 11 at night.
Right.
Right around midnight, open it up.
And open all the gifts.
Yeah, I think in the Latino community, that's like a biggie. Like, American people generally did not open gifts on Christmas Eve or at midnight, right? Mm-hmm. But then, like, I remember, we go to my uncle's and everybody's drinking and it's midnight. And then, like, you either brought the gifts there or you went home afterwards and opened up the gifts, like, at 1 in the morning or whatever.
Yeah.
To me, that was like the norm, almost like a New Year's thing. Like, there's a countdown, like Merry Christmas, midnight,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, and I do recall those. Let's wait until midnight to open them up. And we would, man. But Junior, he's usually by 10 o'clock, 11, he's ready to pass out half the time. So I don't know if it'd be able to work nowadays to stay up until midnight to open that present. So I think we follow more the American tradition where, we go to sleep at a somewhat regular time, and then in the morning, as soon as we wake up, open those gifts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When I remember when we got a little bit older, when me and my sister, my mom would ask us, do you guys want to open the gifts tonight or you want to wait till the morning? And me and my sister look at each other like in the morning because that's all we saw on TV. And I remember we would talk about it at school, and the teacher would be like, y'all open it at midnight? Like, what kind of tradition is this?
Right.
But like I said, it was big. I mean, like, where we went, everybody was Mexican or Hispanic, and I think that's the normal in America. Everybody just did it Christmas morning.
Right. Well, speaking of traditions, Alana, do you have any family traditions when you were a kid or as an adult now that you have now with Junior?
Since we got married, me and Daniel buy an ornament every year, some special ornament. And we kept doing that even after Junior, but we let him pick it out now.
Right, yeah. Before Junior was born, we'd be getting some cool ones, some Elvis. I forgot what other ones.
That pinball game.
The pinball machine game. We got a Santa.
What? You got an ornament that's a pinball machine?
Yeah, I mean, it only has like 1 or 2 buttons, but it makes like noise like a pinball machine.
Oh, cool.
And it's got a little like marble inside that rolls around, so it is pretty cool. I forgot why we got it that year. But I know that when it was my turn to pick out the ornament, I'll try to keep it themed to whatever we were into that year. So
Elvis.
Yeah, the Elvis that one year. And so I'm not sure what we're going to pick out this year because we haven't really bought one just yet.
Yeah, we need to go get one.
That's a pretty cool tradition, though.
Yeah, our tree is definitely getting bigger now. So we put up those generic ornaments, but then we scattered throughout all the ornaments that we've bought together throughout the year since we've been married. So 12 or so ornaments are scattered throughout, or something like that, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, because I think we even bought them even before we got married. I think we
one
bought
or two.
Yeah, the first Christmas together or whatever it was. But yeah, that's always been something cool that I liked, and it seems that Junior really likes it too. Because whenever we gotta pick one out, he really gets excited for that. So before we shut this down, any New Year's resolution that you have this year, or do you even believe in that?
Since last year I haven't
you believe in that?
Well, like, do you participate in that? Not really believe in it, but do you? Is it something that you participate in?
Believe in this New Year's resolution garbage?
I used to always make the resolution to lose weight, exercise more, but the last couple of years, just enjoy time with the family. Maybe this year finally convinced Daniel to get a second dog.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Hint. But no, I haven't really set this year any resolution.
Oh, good. Yeah, kind of like we mentioned earlier. I think anytime is great a time to make a change and try to do something good in your life. You shouldn't have to wait until the New Year's.
Make it an everyday resolution.
Right. Man, did they coin that phrase yet?
Sounds like hippie talk,
right
man.
Now.
Oh, man. Hippie talk.
We could sell that.
You heard it here first.
Yep. No, well, next time people have to hear you would be here on the podcast, and hopefully soon. I think it's warming up to maybe doing more interviews. So we'll see if we get you on again. But we'd like to thank you. Thank you for coming on and giving us a little bit of your childhood memory, and hopefully we'll get to do this again soon.
Sounds good.
Dan, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
And we want to thank you guys for listening. Remember, you could follow Freeform Network on Facebook and Twitter at Freeform Network. Also send your questions and suggestions to ffnquestions@gmail.com. And don't forget to check out our webpage, freeformnetwork.podbean.com. There you see our links to Stitcher, iTunes, Podbean, YouTube, Spotify. We're on all those new platforms, and please check it out. Hit the like, subscribe, and check it out. And don't forget, guys, for Freeform Network, we have
Daniel,
and you got me, Noel. Happy holidays. Stay warm.
And Andy, and we want to thank everybody for listening to our Freeform Network Christmas Bash, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Maybe it'll be a yearly thing we're hoping for, and all are welcome, and we want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Festivus, Hanukkah.
Yeah, and everybody that didn't get a chance to come in, I know Hilda was feeling under the weather, Saul and Vanessa, we're going to try to be here as well. My other brother and my sister-in-law and their kids were kind of sick, and Fabi as well. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys. We'll talk to you guys next time.
That was cool, Dad.